Farming is one of the major contributors to the country's gross domestic product and plays a crucial role in creating job opportunities. Now, the Humana People to People Farmers Club is a charity program with the aim of helping the less fortunate by empowering them socially and economically through small-scale farming. And as part of our Hope Day story, we are joined by Tonderai Chikono, who is the Senior Partnership Manager for Humana South Africa. He's in charge of the farmers clubs, as well as Taunyane, a trained farmer. You at home can be part of the discussion by calling us. Our numbers are at the bottom of your screens. You may share whatever views you have on the development of farming or whatever questions you may have. We're also on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll get those comments in a short while. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining us and welcome. Tonderai, possibly I could start with you. Humana has been running in the country for about 15 years now. Take us through the progress you've made as an organization in the country.
Thank you very much for that question. Humana People to People is a not-for-profit organization that has been founded on the fundamentals of solidary humanism. You could say it's a global movement, and here as Humana People to People in South Africa, we are actually a member association of the global movement, which is running projects, over 265 projects and programs worldwide. And we are in 42 countries in the world, basically on most of the continents. And in South Africa, we started sometime in the year of 1997 with a program called Child Aid in Dorenkop in Soweto. But ever since, we have actually grown to other provinces. So currently, we are covering 5 provinces. That is Gauteng, Mpumalanga, Limpopo, KZN, as well as the Eastern Cape, where we have the Farmers Club program that we are going to talk of. What we do as an organization is we just join hands with all the progressive forces that are there to develop, to create development. And from our experiences in all these countries and all these programs that we are working with, we've realized that you can only make it in development when you stand shoulder to shoulder with the poor, impoverished communities, and try to create development within the communities.
Now, the Farmers Club has been running for a year in the country. Tell us what motivated the establishment of that particular program.
We grew our experiences mostly from other African countries where we have implemented these Farmers Clubs programs. We have been in Zimbabwe with the Farmers Club, later expanded to Malawi, Zambia, Mozambique, and other countries. What motivated us or created the need to have Farmers Clubs program in South Africa was that there is a need for farmers. And if you want to look at the statistics, you find that from Statistics South Africa, sometime in 2001, they did a survey, and then they realized that about 4 million people in South Africa, they are into peasantry farming. They are connected some sort. And there is a greater need to have subsistence farmers, as we may call them, to engage in farming activities, not only for food security purposes, but actually to sustain themselves. They can earn money. That is our experiences. So there is a greater need that those who have learned, they should practice agriculture. So we are trying to reconnect people to the agrarian existence, so to speak.
All right, well, Rose, how did you get to know about the Farmers Club? How did you get involved with the club?
Actually, I was first working for Humana in TCE, and then when there was this coming that somebody has to go to Malawi to learn new ideas of farming, then I was the one to go there and come back and implement in 2012. Then we started first Farmers Club in Elliotdale in Eastern Cape, where we are implementing what we are learning outside our country. Then I even went to China for 3 years to learn what they are doing. So we are busy taking the information and the knowledge outside the countries to bring back to our country. As we can see that our land, we have more land, but it's unused land. So we are using that unused land so that each and everyone can benefit from it, because they can have nutritious food and they can even have surplus to supply locally and even to the markets. So we are creating that they must increase their wealth.
Well, talk about your trip to China and what you really got out of that and how you have implemented all the knowledge that you've received back into the country. But let me take a caller from the Eastern Cape. Good morning, Amase. What is your question or your comment? Hi, Amase. Okay, I seem to have lost to Amasa there, but just getting back to the fact that you did go to China, take us through the programs that you went through and the knowledge that you received that side and how you're using it back in South Africa.
Yes, that side first. I was supposed to learn the language, how to greet and have the basic, because it's only Chinese there. So, and then learn how they grow their potatoes and their rice. That is their stable food. But here in South Africa, our stable food is maize. So I came with that idea and see how they treat the TB control, because we are having Humana people to people with TB control in China. So we come with that because most of diseases here, we try and look at it and to make people healthy so that they understand all these diseases, to take care of themselves as farmers and their families. So that's what we are doing.
But looking at this international connection, Tonderai, we see where Rose had the opportunity to go to China. Do some individuals from other countries get the opportunity to also come to South Africa to learn some of our own knowledge of how we do things and possibly use that in other countries as well?
Yes, thank you very much. We actually talk about movement, that there is necessity for mobility. Actually, in our organization, we say mobility is necessary or it's natural. We have some people from other countries as well, myself being an example, and then we have people from Europe who are within the organization. We have some South Africans, like Rose was in China, as she was saying, and then we have some South Africans who are also in Europe, who are in the United States, who are in other African countries creating development. So it is necessary that we should share experiences. And for Rose to grow up in Randfontein and then later go to China and learn to create development and come back as a lady, medium-aged lady from South Africa, it's actually heartwarming. And that passion should be cultured, should be nurtured. So there is a need to cross-pollinate ideas.
But for you, Rose, you are a woman in the farming sector, a sector that's mostly seen as a male-dominated sector. Do you believe that there is enough support that's going out there for women to be part of the agricultural sector and do what you do?
For now, I think as Humana, it's stepped on. We are looking forward to do that as we have already started. Because in Eastern Cape, where we are working, in Mbagama, South and North, most it's women. Only 10% of men are there. So we are busy empowering women to take a stand.
I do have a caller on the line. I have Sakile from Durban. Good morning to you, Sakile. What is your question or your comment?
Good day, how are you?
Well, thank you, and yourself?
Yes, I'm good. I'm sorry, I just wanted to find out something on the small comment on the skills development farming, because it's like we got the plots and the site, which is almost 25 hectares in Durban. So we've tried to do the business plan with agriculture, and then I'm busy studying on relating to what I want to do, but we don't get help and assistance to the people, and then it takes time, and we don't know which doors to go through, as much as we're coming from the rural areas, and all this information, as much on the TV, we don't get exposed to it. So I don't know, can you assist on that?
All right, Sakile, listen, and we could possibly have a response for you. What can Sakile do? Can Humana help in that instance?
Okay, yes, Humana can certainly help those who have the passion. And I should say the farmers clubs, when we start, we actually mobilize the people. We inform the people through the local leaderships, be it the councillors and the mayors and the community development workers and the local departments of agriculture and rural development. So we give the information to the people that will bring this program because of need. And then those who are interested, they should have the passion as the qualification, they should have the passion to do it. They should have access to land. Some, they ask us, should you own the land? You don't necessarily have to own the land, but you should have access to grow the land. And if we know where Sakile is from, because we are in Durban, actually, as a matter of fact, our national office is in Pinetown, in Durban, in Richmond Road. So if Sakile could go there to Richmond Road, or he can alternatively visit our website, and the details will be given as we at the end of this show, so that he can actually get in contact with us. Or alternatively, he can call us on 011-664-7261. And then we have our people who can actually take care of that, and then we sit down, we have negotiations. Because as we speak, we are currently engaged in negotiations with Department of Rural Development in the KZN province to try and start the farmers clubs.
All right, Sakile, the numbers are at the bottom of your screen, and so is the website address. Their offices are in Pinetown, so make your way to Pinetown, and hopefully you can get the help that you need and help uplift the community that you are from. I have another caller on the line, Charles from Cape Town. Good morning to you. What's your question or your comment?
Yes, good morning. My name is Charles from Cape Town. I just want to ask the gentleman and lady, and I'm also a farmer where I was born in National George, and I moved to Cape Town in 1969. And I'm an old guy, right? But the thing is that I'm also interested in farming. I went around and I said I'm too old to help me to do farming. And but the other thing I ask is there's a lot of programs that come off. But why the programs only come off in the black areas and not where we colored people stay?
Okay.
This is my main question.
Okay, Charles, hopefully we'll get Tonderai to respond for you. Charles basically saying that some of the programs don't reach as far as where he is from and Nasna, so forth, seem to be more centered in metropolitan, for lack of a better word, areas. How are you addressing that?
We have plans now to expand the Farmers Clubs program because of need, as I said before. And our plan for the next 10 years, for the next decade, we are planning now that we should reach and work with 50,000 farmers. And that's huge. And then where are we going to work with those farmers? We are going to work them with most of the province that we are in currently. And because our programs or projects, they sort of build on each other. So in a province where we have projects already, it's a bit easier. And it also depends on the funding. If we have the funding, then we can go anywhere in the country, because that is our experiences. We actually, the better if you are working with the most impoverished areas. Last week I was in Cape Town the whole week. I was engaged with the corporate sector to have meetings to try and get some funds to start all our programs. Amongst those is the Farmers Clubs program. And I would take the opportunity as well to thank Mondelez International, who were formerly Kraft Foods, who actually funded the first 2 Farmers Clubs that we have in the Eastern Cape. So I salute you, Mondelez International.
All right. Let's take some comments from our viewers at home on our Facebook page. Over to you, Cindy.
So we were asking on our Facebook page whether young people appreciate the value chain in the agro-processing sector. And looking at the comments, really a general consensus saying that there isn't appeal from young people in getting into farming. Martin Tabang says, no, I really don't think they know more, especially blacks. If you tell them about it, they'll tell you it's 2013 and they don't understand. Seabulela says, no, young people don't understand the role of farmers in the country. Similarly, Lindela says only a few do, the majority don't. I'm sure Afrikaner youths may be more enlightened. And Christopher says they know the value of farming from school, but almost 90% of them just simply hate it. Lastly, from David, he says, no, most young people have no focus on farming. So how do we change this mindset and allow for young people to participate in the various opportunities in the farming sector? So it's back to you in studio.
All right, thanks for that, Cindy. And before I give Rose the opportunity to give us some knowledge as to how we can change the mindset of the youth at home, let me take a caller from Richards Bay. Mtembu, good morning to you. What's your question or your comment?
Okay, I want to ask those 4 channels that the ETB is giving us, how to get it? How to get it on the screen?
Okay.
To buy the decoder.
All right,
Mtembu.
Okay, Mtembu, it's a bit different from our interview this morning, but stay tuned to the show. We'll give you more information on how you can get a hold of that OpenView HD decoder. But looking at our actual topic that we're looking at and farming, a valid question out there on our Facebook page, looking at how we can actually motivate the youth to get into farming, because a lot of them don't know what it's about, Rose.
Yes, for now, where we are working, we are mobilizing the youth, because when calling the meetings with the chiefs, because it's a very rural area, we include the youth, because most farmers cannot read and write. So we mobilize their families to come and join us always. And we even mobilize them, because when we are doing the show days and we are doing the field days, is where we are gathering, then we include them and make them to have the tournament, where we give them present and show them how good is farming. So now they start to understand about the Humana People to People and Farmers Club. And even the chief was asking us, saying they want to put more of youth to the farming. So we are still looking forward to doing it.
And maybe they might not realize that farming is a viable career. So would you say that farming is actually a viable career that you can get into?
Yes, as youth, they must really get into agriculture, because it's benefiting. It's not just for eating. It's marketing themselves. They are having surplus and they can sell and have money. So us in Farmers Club, we are doing that, because these youth, we use them to go and ask at schools that we can sell cabbages and spinach for them because they are cooking for the children. So that's what we are doing. For after harvesting, they've been buying cabbages from Farmers Club and they've been buying potatoes. So we are benefiting ourselves too from the schools, and the youth are participating.
All right, thanks for that, Rose, and to yourself, Tonderai. We do appreciate your time and lovely work that you guys are doing there as Humana. We appreciate your time. We've been speaking to Tonderai Chikono, the Senior Partnership Manager for Humana South Africa. He's in charge of the Farmers Club, as well as Rose Taunyane. She is a trained farmer. Now, for more information on the Farmers Club and the organization, you can visit their website or you can call them. The numbers are at the bottom of our screens. Sunrise.